I'm led to believe, unless they've changed it between then and now. But I know Zaki, the chairman, Zaki Hendricks, was talking about the one light starting sequence. I hope that they do the 3 light, but that is what I did here.
Okay, for those that are not regular viewers, watchers, and listeners, the light sequence that Frank is referring to is a light change. Class A comes off the line, Class B on a light change comes off, and then Class C comes off the line on a 3rd light change. That makes it easier for us to try and pick up each class as such. It also makes it easier for commentary at the same time on all the different classes out there, Class A, Class B, Class C. But I do think that Nathan up front is going to be a very, very hard man to beat. We know that he is highly talented, very, very capable, and he won't stand back for Marco Busi. Dylan Jube is at the height of his career right now, to my mind, in terms of GTI Challenge, API Property Group, GTI Challenge stuff. There you can see the new car that was built by Chase Herald Racing, the Angry Jetta. It's Angry Jeep Jetta, and that is a new car driver combination that's out there, and obviously now getting themselves sorted out for the beginning of 2025, which, to the best of my knowledge, will once again be sponsored by the API Property Group.
Right, so let's have a look and see as the cars come and line up.
If there's a gap between them, Frankie, then it will probably be...
The gaps will be there. But I did hear Zaki and them talk about a one light sequence on one of the groups, and let's hope that that's going to be changed back to the 3 light sequence, because that does tend to work far better. However, let's look and see as the cars now begin to line up on the grid. A 65 car going through there, that is Class A's Ian Cup, that is taking up his position on the grid. As the cars begin to work through the Class B cars, they're the 14. That's Mohammed Kalfi. That's rolling into his grid slot. Zaki Hendricks is there. I look out the window. I see Faisal Jacobs. I see Razik Harris. I see Wyland Volskenk. I see the guys are all beginning to work. There's the Wheelworks man coming through himself. Near bus. I picked that blue car up. And the man that's in pole position is a 62 car of Dario Busi in Class B.
Well, that's the Class C battle. Mark Fontini with Adriano Ferroli, 2nd row Tristan Jube with Flashbang Finneran, and then Zach Leyden and Risa Levy with Daniel Moona rounding out the top 5 in that grouping. What a brilliant showing out there. API Property Group in conjunction with Line Property Management that bring you the GTI Challenge for 2024, and these guys have done amazing marketing, brilliant stuff, driver interviews, you name it. They've sorted it all out. They've just grown their numbers bigger and bigger, and to my mind, Frankie, in terms of marketing, this is a perfect example of how all the other classes should do it as well.
Yeah, they couldn't be doing it any better. As a matter of fact, the management, IE committee of GTI Challenge, led there by Mr. Zaki Hendricks, and his vice chairman is Marco Busi. As the lights go off now, they're going to do the 3 light sequence. So the 1 light sequence thing obviously has been determined is not going to work, because the Class A cars are off the line, the Class B cars are off the line, and now the lights go off for the Class C cars. So thank goodness they referred back to the 3 light sequence.
Front in the Class B, Dario Busi trying to lead. Oh, we've got a bit of action in turn number 1, and that looks like it could be Zaki Hendricks. That's one of the 2 that's gone off there. There is the Class C cars coming into turn number 1.
That's Razik Harris in that 19 car. Faisal Jacobs, that yellow car, is also off there in turn 1. It's chaos there in turn number 1 in Holzhoek. Rosic Harris is still stuck in the kitty litter, and so is the 4-0 car of Faisal Jacobs.
Going back to the front runners, oh, look at that, Boosie and Victor at the front end of the grid. They did start on the front row of the grid. They're starting to stretch it out. I think Adrian Ferrari is just ahead of Dylan Joubert as they spread out and they work their way down towards Pertamina Fastron.
Yeah, well, Ferrari's in Class C, so he wouldn't be there. But either way, up front it's Nathan Victor. Nathan Victor's got Marco Boosie right on his case. Then behind them we see Yuri Umpi-Swart coming through as well. That is the top three that's heading down towards us, but they are racked and stacked, these Class A cars, as they work their way through. Then we have got Shane Williams. Shane Williams coming through. He's just ahead of Skull Geldenhuys, Dylan Joubert, Ollie Hinternaus, Tate Bishop. They're right in that fight. Bishop actually is a second last car in that fight coming through as we wait for the Class B cars to now head into turn number 1 into holes, and it's all about Dario Boosie, Nur Abbas. That is Mohammed Kalfi that sits in there behind him, followed by Dani Sandenberg Jr.
Well, that car has been removed as we see the Class C cars coming through, but the Class A are moving their way down past the main grandstand, and look at this, it's all about Nathan Victor. Then it's Boosie. Swart already up into third. He brings with him Williams, Geldenhuys. Joubert has dropped down just a smidgen, but they are very, very similar on pace. Remember, the front 9 were all in the 1 minute 25s as they work their way down the Kalani Straight, and that is flat foot top gear going down towards Pertamina Fastron.
Howling Motors as they race down into turn 5 into Fostron corner, and Williams is closing up right onto the back end there of Dario Boosie. Oh, there's contact. There is contact, and that may be Williams that's pushed off. I'm not sure, but it was John Henry Vaughan that gave him a little bit. Sorry, Tate Bishop, I apologize. Tate Bishop that gave him a bit of a love tap there. Tate Bishop in the 94 car. Don't know where John Henry's name popped into my head, but it's definitely Tate Bishop in that angry Polo Classic that is making its way out of turn 1 holes.
Here comes the leaders in Class B as they work their way down into Holes Hook. And that is led out by Boosie from Abbas, from Kalfi. Then Sandenberg doing pretty well.
So we'll have a look. This is Valon Volskenk that's coming through there. We've got to look at these Class C cars. They're busy working their way into turn number 1 into holes, and that's Fontini that leads there. Then we've got Sandenberg Senior, but he's a Class B car. He's completely lost there. Then we've got that Zach Leyden. Zach Leyden is in that fight as well. Then right behind Zach Leyden, we've got Reza Levy. And right behind Levy is Daniel Munna. As we go back to the Class A cars, that's heading down into Fostron corner.
Well, that battle for 1 and 2 is one thing, but the battle for 3, 4, and 5, that is the one that's getting extra hectic as they work their way back out up into the Porsche Straight and coming through underneath the city of Cape Town Bridge. It's all about Nathan Victor, Marco Boosie, Opie Swartz just a little bit further back. Can Opie bridge that gap? Well, he's first got to get rid of Oliver Hinternaus and then Geldenhuys that's come to play with as well.
Yeah, we're going to keep an eye on this one because this fight is really hotting up here in Class A. Look at Boosie, who was 0.2 of a second tucked in there behind Nathan Victor. It's getting hard, it's getting tough, it's really, really difficult. Then we've got Swart. Right behind him, we've got Ollie Hinternaus. Then Skalkie Geldenhuys. Then Shane Williams and Tate Bishop. He's in that fight as well, but still, you see Marco Boosie right on the case there of Victor. Here comes Waylon Volskenk. Behind him is your Class C leader. That's Fontini. That is a lost Class B car that's in there. And then we have got the likes of Levy and Leyden that are having a fight there for second and third. And right with them is a 33 car of Daniel Munna.
Well, I tell you what, Mark Fontini is not going to have it all his own way. The second of the 2 angry cars is right in there with it. Let's see if we can pick up those Class B cars, and that is into The back main, I do believe they're on their way down the back main, Frankie.
Yeah, that is Faisal Jacobs. He's completely out of this one. Right behind them, we have got your first, second, and third in class. Oh, and it's Boosie. It's Boosie. Oh, they side by side. That's no, a bus and a bus. Has a bus left the circuit? No, a bus is still there. That's Kulfi. That is Mohammed Kulfi that has lost the track there on the outside exit, turn 5, Fostron.
Well, the first of the next batch of cars come through. The marshals scramble to make a plan. Is that car still there? It's right on the edge of the circuit. Double waved yellows as they go down the back main. A bit of smoke coming out there. I'm not sure if that was from Fontini. Let's see if we can pick up our leaders once again.
Yeah, Kulfi is back and going again, but he's way down. But your overall leaders in Class A are making their way out of turn number 4, out of Saddle Sweep. There they go, down the back straight. Down the back straight to Kalani straight they go. And Marco Busi is riveted onto that back bumper of Nathan Victor as they race down into Pertamina Fostron. There the two of them go. Look at Marco trying to hide himself, then trying to dive in as they come through there. Then we've got Swart in there behind them. Then behind Swart is Geldenhuis. Behind Geldenhuis is Williams. Then it's Ollie Hintenhouse. And where is Tate Bishop? There is Tate Bishop in the angry polo coming down towards us, followed by Ian Cup.
So let's have a look at that Class B battle. Boosie from a bus and Volkskank, and that car is still standing on the apex of Pertamina Fastron. That's double wave yellows coming in there.
Sorry, Gator, I earlier on said it was Mohammed Kulfi. It's not. It was actually Donnie Sandenberg Jr. because the cars look very similar. And that 77 car is still stuck there. So my apologies. But Kulfi's car and Sandenberg's car look very much the same.
Coming into view, the leader of Class C, which is Fontini from Levy. And, oh yeah, once again a bit of smoke popping out there. Leyden Moona and then Flashman Finneran is having a pretty decent run out there as he finds himself 5th overall in Class C.
Yeah, that smoke is coming out the side of the 45 car of Reza Levy, as that's where the smoke is coming out. And Levy is sitting second in class to Mark Fontini, and right behind him is Zach Leyden. There's a 38 car that's in trouble. That is Robinson, that's Zubair Robinson. You see there on your screen that is in trouble on the Tygerberg straight.
Well, they're going to try and get that car completely out of the way and make sure, because here comes the big hitters on their way down towards us. Victor, Boosie, Swat, not being able to traverse that gap between them. There we've got the slower car going. Boosie now is actually battling to stay in that position because he's got Geldenhuis in the G&A car directly in there behind him. Then a pretty good drive by Williams with the Hindenhouse and then Bishop and the Cup coming through behind that.
Yeah, it's Umpi Swart that's fighting for his life there. He is the man. There goes Boosie. Here's Umpi Swart. He's got Geldenhuis behind him. He's got Williams and Hintenhouse right on his case as well, followed by Tate Bishop. So it is a heck of a fight out there in Class A. You've got to pick up the Class B cars now as they work their way towards Castrol Corner, and still Dario Boosie, Nur Abbas. Jacobs is a back marker in this one. This is first and second on your screen. Coming out of Castrol Corner, Nur Abbas right on the back bumper there of Dario Boosie that sits out there in P1. You've got double wave yellows. Obviously there's trouble in turn number 5. And Fostron, and that is because of that Sandenberg car that is still standing there on the track.
So as the Class A cars work their way through, it is Victor, it is Boosie, then Swart still not managing to get away from Geldenhuis or traverse the gap to the back end of Boosie either as they work their way down towards turn number 1. Having a look up on that inside line, can he take it away? Yes, he does. Marco Boosie goes to the front ahead of Nathan Victor in the new car. And is that Geldenhuis? No, it's not Geldenhuis that went wide. That must have been Williams that went wide in 5th overall in Class A.
As they go down, we'll have a look and see who's actually gone wide there. As I look at Ollie Hintenhouse. wants to come through as well. Ollie Hintenhuis wants through there on Williams, and man, is that some hectic stuff. The Class C cars, I want to pick them up. They're actually heading down towards Pertamina Fostron. The leader is Fontini. He is way ahead of the other Class B cars. Fontini's on the main straight already. And then here comes the rest of the Class C cars. That's a Class B car. That is the rest of them coming through. It's Zak Leiden that's in that fight, together with Levy and Daniel Muna. That is second, third, and fourth. Levy, Leiden, and Muna coming through. Zaki Hendricks way down after having trouble out there in turn number 1 in holes. But man, is it all happening out there? This is the final lap. This is the last lap. This is how quick we've got them as the Class A cars are heading into turn number 1, into holes. And this is... I think the flag has come out. Yes. We lost them completely. The checkered flag has come out. And the race was won by Marco Busi from Nathan Victor in second. Third across the line was Swart. But here comes your fight for Class B to the line, and it's going to be won by Dario Busi. And right on his case is Nir Abbas. I'm going to be perfectly honest, this 3-light system doesn't work. There's too much gaps between them. Fontini coming towards us now. He is the leader of Class C in the Goffin Cooper car, way down the road from all the other Class C cars as he hits the line. But here behind Wayland Forsking, this is second, third, and fourth in this class. And as they cross the line, this is so close. It is going to be Zak Leiden that gets to the flag ahead of Daniel Muna, followed by Reza Levy. Man, was that great stuff. Flashman Finneran was right in there as well, together with the 4 car of Adriano Ferrari.
So looking at Class A, Boozy from Victor, Swart and Geldenhuis, and Williams, your top 5. And then, well, the Boozy boys, the brothers, are leading out Class A and Class B, with Dario, the younger brother, ahead of Nora Bus. That's having a pretty good end towards the 2024 season. Mohammed Kalfri doing a brilliant job as well, also coming up in the top 3 there. Mark Fontini becoming the man to catch, there's no doubt about that. He updusted and disappeared, took literally 8 seconds in the Gochen Cooper car out of anybody else in Class C, and that ahead of the pretty good Zak Leiden from Daniel Muna, and then Levy from Flashman Finneran, and then Ferrari Jr. coming through in there behind that.
Well, you wanted action, you got it from the API Property Group Volkswagen GTI Challenge race number 1. And Razik Harris didn't get to the checkered flag. On the monitor changes, there's quite a few that didn't get to the checkered flag, as a matter of fact. He was just one of them.
I think there's a bit of woman in this monitor, because every time you refer to something, it swaps over to the next line.
Tristan Jabir, John Henry Vaughan did not start, and Sean Liebenberg did not start.
Race number 1, API Property Group GTI Challenge, and well, now the folks at home have an opportunity to watch some of the action.
Yeah, there's 3 of them that went out there. Obviously, Razik Harris was one of them. Faisal Jacobs was the other one, and then the third one was Zaki Hendricks.
It was a good camera shot.
And that was the 46 car. I think it was shunted a touch wide there by Bishop. And there's a shot you just saw there once again. That is Donnie Sundenberg Jr. that lost it there. And somebody lost the wheel. Somebody lost the wheel there. We didn't pick that up. Thank goodness for that replay. Zaki went in, and then he went into the side of Jacobs, and then obviously poor Razik Harris had nowhere to go in that one.
I wasn't sure that car that was standing on the apex of Pertamina Fastron corner. And yeah, that's the first time that we actually realized that it was because of it was turned from a 4-wheeler into a 3-wheeler.
Yeah, well, lots of them went off.
With that wheel coming off, I wonder if that didn't create a little bit of brake fluid or something down there on the circuit. But a big thanks to the IMUSAT team downstairs that put together all these lovely replays for the folks at home.